Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back at it again. This is all things Cinco EDC. I'm Cinco. I'm going to stay behind the camera today. Today is going to be purely a tabletop review of this thing you see here. So with no further ado, let's get right into it. This thing here is an EDC flashlight called the Imalent. Well, you see Imalent on this side is the brand name, and the model is the LD70 Mini EDC. This is obviously an EDC flashlight, so this is meant for everyday carry. This is to keep with you. This is a 4,000 lumen flashlight, though that's mainly the turbo mode. It does have 6 different outputs, which we'll go through in a second. So just some quick specs on it. It is just over 3 inches long, and it's about 1 inch this way and about 1 inch this way. So this thing is not very big, as you can see here. Obviously, you can see it comes with this little lanyard here. You don't have to use it, but you can. I have this one in blue, but they do come in like 6 or 7 different colors. They come in green, they come in like OD green, they come in dark blue, and navy blue, purple, orange. I'll roll in a photo there. You can get this on Amazon, and I believe Amazon has all 6, 7 colors of it. So it's very easy to get. I'll give you guys the most important point on this thing. This thing is actually about $60 on Amazon right now. It is not the cheapest light ever, but this thing does bear the name of most powerful mini EDC light in the world, according to them. So like I said, this thing has 4,000 lumen on the max setting. They claim that it is a 203 meter throw. One thing I would say about this thing is more of a floodlight than it is a spotlight. So this thing is made more of, you're walking around at night, you really want to light up the whole place. This is the kind of light you want. And with 4,000 lumens, I mean, this thing is insanely bright. So let's go over the features real quick. Here's the front. Here's got an LED right there on the front. That's the one that projects all your light. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You got Imalent there. You have the brand name here. You got little spots all over the place where you can grab this thing nicely. This is the magnetic charging port. We'll go over that in a minute. I'll bring the charger in. So you can either put the lanyard on this side or this side, whatever one's more comfortable for you. I don't think it makes a big difference. But this little thing you see here, this is actually a little LED screen that when you turn this thing on, it'll tell you, oh, that is way too much. So it'll actually tell you what the output is there. You see there? So if you hold this thing down, let's go through this here. Oh, also, did you see that? 3.98, it tells you the output instantly in real time. Now you turn that thing on and you hold this thing down. While you're holding this thing down, it will cycle through. So you had 20, now you got 200, now you got 900, which I gotta admit is already getting pretty bright and it's the middle of the day. And then after that, you got 2,000 lumens. So that's the max on the normal. That's 4 settings there already. And in order to get to turbo mode, you would double tap this back button and it goes right to 4,000 lumens. Now, once you turn it off and turn it back on, it's gonna go to that last normal setting, I call it. But even when you're off, if you double tap it, it'll go right to that turbo mode. Also, there's 3 different functions on this thing. This thing has the regular normal, where we'll turn on to the last remembered setting. I'm gonna turn it down because this thing's getting hot. And then you got double tap is turbo. And if you double tap it again, you got that strobe light. So if you have this thing in strobe, it even tells you there strobe. If you have this thing in strobe on 4,000 lumens, I mean, this thing can blind any attacker that comes at you. So that's a very handy weapon to have. You double tap it, turns back off, and turn it off because this thing is getting extremely hot. So that's it. I wanted to show you that strobe feature as well. Also, the tail cap button here serves another purpose. Considering how hot this thing can get on 4,000 lumens, or if you stick it in your pocket, an accidental turn on from just tapping this thing, it does have a lockout feature. You tap this button 1, 2, 3, 4. You see there that little lock sign shows up. So this thing is locked. It won't go off by accident. There, focus. See there? You also, just to do the reverse, 1, 2, 3, 4. You see the little unlock there. So that's a good feature to have. This is the charger that comes with it in the box. So it's got on one end standard USB here, and then this side. So very similar to the Olight in that it charges magnetically. But the O-Light charges on the tail cap here. This thing, as you can tell, has these two little ports here, which are very strong. Did you see that? It sucks it right in there. So this thing has to be lined up. It doesn't have any kind of divot it sits in. It's not like the O-Light. The O-Light will automatically align itself, but it does a pretty good job of having these little spacers here to keep it at the right height. So you bring it to there, you make sure you're there. You'll see, I'll roll in a photo. You'll see once it's charging, the battery will start showing up here, just like most batteries you see charging. It'll fill up, empty out, fill up, empty out. Once it's full, it'll show a full solid battery there, so you'll know it's done. That's a good one. You just pull it right off and you're ready to go. You can throw it on, and it's got this very common connection. So this thing is very easy to charge. As long as I've had it, I haven't had to charge it very much. I usually keep this thing in my car as like an emergency light, because most of the time I have my EDC light, which is the O-Light Arcfeld, which is also serves its own purpose. It's very different from all three of these. Not very different, but this one has a more concentrated throw because it's a weapon mounted light. This one has more of a floodlight, and then this one falls somewhere in between. And because of the design of it is really why I like to carry this thing. It's flat, fits in the pocket. These two things in the pocket are quite a bulge. So there's all different kinds of lights. They serve different purposes, different missions. So I keep this in the car. I actually used to carry this little thing here as my everyday carry. This is the Streamlight Micro Stream, which is actually a very good light as well. So now I keep this more in my everyday carry pack. So everywhere I go, I probably have a light on me. That one in the car for emergencies. I actually have another little O-Light that they give you free that I keep in another part of the car. I keep that in my carry bag every day. This one's usually in my pocket. This goes on my MP15 pistol. And then I got the baby Odin O-Light, which goes on my 9mm pistol caliber carbine. It's just 9mm pistol. It looks like a rifle, but it's a pistol. And this is the baby brother to this thing here. And this thing is also a concentrated throw light. This thing is 1250 lumens. So these things are awesome. So you always want to try and get the most lumens you can for your money. I mean, don't go broke, but you get the most lumens. And even more importantly, the most candela. Sometimes lumens can be misleading, or it's not like you think it is. So you want to check candela. The higher you can get on candela, the more powerful it is. I mean, these things work as a disabling agent as well. I've put this thing to hit the wall in front of me and bounce off so I don't directly blind myself. It will still blind you off a white wall. So this thing here, the Imalent LD70, this thing is no joke. It's solidly built. This thing serves a great purpose. This thing can flood any parking lot. I mean, I live in the city. I don't live out in the country. I'm sure if somebody wanted to check their property at night, this would be awesome to do it with. It lights up an insane amount of distance. And it weighs just over 3.2 ounces. So this thing's easy to carry it around. It does have one lithium ion battery on the inside, just like almost everything that's taken over these days has lithium ion batteries in them. So again, keeping this one short and sweet. I'll let you guys get back to your regular day. This is the Imalent, LD70 Mini EDC. This thing is powerful. Let's see. Compared to, I mean, it just drowns out all these other lights. Let's see this. This is 1,000 lumens on high. That's 1,000. That thing just drowns it out. I mean, you can barely tell where this is. Let's do this one here. This one's 1250. And then this one. So there you go. There's 4,000. So you see the difference there. This thing is a floodlight. This thing is more of a concentrated light, even at close distance. Look how intense that beam is. It's very tight and concentrated. This one's more of a floodlight, like I said. Then moving to this one, the 2,000 lumen one. Whoop. The magnetic charging cable stuck to it. This thing's 2,000 lumens, 4,000 lumens. So as you can tell, just like the other one, this thing's meant for straight pointing, identifying, far throw, concentrated light. This one's more, like I said, to light up a parking lot style. And just from testing those, this thing is getting extremely hot. So that's why you definitely want to use that lockout button. This thing goes off in your pocket. you could be in trouble. You could have a fire going on in the pants, and you definitely want to avoid doing that. You definitely want to utilize that lockout feature whenever possible. I always just leave this hanging out the pocket, so if I had to pull it out real quick, I could pull this out the pocket. Most of the time I don't have it in my pocket, I have it in the car, but this thing comes in handy. It comes in the box, so use it. So once again, guys, that is the Imalent LD Mini EDC. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Try to keep it short and simple for you. If you have any questions about this, put them down below. I got no problem answering your questions. Give me your thoughts on what you think about this, 1 through 10. I mean, I think it looks pretty nice. So it's a looker, it's a performer. I mean, this thing, not a lot of people talk about Imalent, but they are a good brand. These things are bulletproof when you feel it. This thing is solid metal. This thing is awesome to have. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, get armed, get trained, protect the innocent. I love you guys. Jesus Christ is King. Also, from now on, we are taking prayer requests, as I mentioned in another video. If there's anything that you would like for me to join you in prayer about, let me know. Whether you normally pray or you don't pray, we're here to serve. Jesus Christ is King. He saved me, and I want the same thing for everybody else. If there's anything that we can help you with in your personal life, feel free to email me at allthingcincoedc@gmail.com. You don't have to put it down in the comments below if you don't want it public. So it'd be my pleasure to pray with you or pray for you. In Jesus' name, all things are possible. So until next time, I love you guys. Again, get armed, get trained, protect the innocent. Love you guys.